Most people, though, when you do that, when you decide to really take a look, it's like lighting a match in a dark place. So you feel uncomfortable. So it's easier to turn on your TV, it's easier to play with your cell phone, to distract yourself from those feelings. Well, when you understand that change really requires becoming uncomfortable to a certain degree, and that's normal, that you're leaving the known and you're stepping into the unknown, then it begs the question, what thoughts do you want to fire? If you believe that you're creating your life and you're living by lack, well, lack isn't going to create abundance, right? So if you can, get ready, because something weird or unusual, some synchronicity, some coincidence, some opportunity is going to land in your lap, and you didn't have to go and get it. Yes, it came to you.
Welcome back to Max Out, everybody. I'm Ed Milet, and this is the first time in the history of the show we've had a return guest. And the reason that we've had this return guest is because you've requested more of this man, and also because selfishly, I want to be around him more. This is my dear friend. This is Dr. Joe Dispenza, everybody.
Hey,
Joe,
bro.
Thank you for being here.
So happy to be with you, Ed.
It's going to be so great today. As most of you know, Joe is a lecturer, he's an author, he's a neuroscientist, he's an expert, I think, on the mind and body connection. He's lectured in 35 different countries plus 5 different continents, and he's one of the most sought after speakers in the world. And I really think he's become the expert. I think you bridge science and spirituality better than anybody walking on earth right now.
Oh, thank you.
And I know my audience felt that way from the first time that you were with us too. So you're also a ratings grabber, by the way. So that's the other reason we're having you back today. This man, everybody wants to hear more from him. He's hot, and there's a reason for it, because there's really nobody like him in the world. So let's dig in. You ready?
I'm ready.
Guys, it's heavy note-taking day. So we're going to lay some foundational stuff here, and then we're going to get to some stuff towards the middle and the end that is literally going to blow your mind and change your life. And that's why I've asked Joe back today. So let's talk about some basic stuff today first, lay the foundation. Nothing with you is basic, but what is the power of thought? Because we talk about this all the time. This in personal development today, everyone's talking about, you got to control your thoughts and control your habits and all these things. And there's a baseline message about that. But you're the best in the world at explaining exactly why this is so important. So give us some background there.
Yeah, I think, everything starts with a thought. I mean, everything that you do in your life, you have to have a thought before you initiate an action, right? So if you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, like any great leader in history understands that, the first thing you have to do is you have to decide, are you going to be defined by a vision of the future, or are you going to live by the memories of the past? So I'll give you an example. Most people wake up in the morning, and your brain is a record of the past. It's an artifact of everything you've learned and experienced to this moment, right? It's a memory bank. So most people wake up in the morning and they start thinking about their problems, and those problems are connected to certain people and things at certain times and places. And the moment they start turning on those circuits, those memories are actually causing them to think in the past. Every single one of those memories has an emotion associated with them, and emotions are the end product of past experiences. So then the moment they recall the event, or they recall some problem in their life, they start feeling unhappy, they start feeling discouraged, they start feeling anxious. Now, thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body, and how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So we could say then, most people's entire state of being when they start their day is in the familiar past. Well, if you live in the familiar past, then it makes sense you're going to create the predictable future. So what happens for most people is they get stuck in their biology. So think about this. Your body is your unconscious mind. It doesn't know the difference between an experience in your life that creates an emotion and an emotion that you can create by thought alone. So if you're living by the same emotion every single day, and those emotions are influencing your thoughts, and you can't think greater than how you feel, or feelings have become the means of thinking, you're thinking in the past. Your lens of the future is going to be colored by the past, so you can't see possibilities. So most people like to wait for crisis or disease or diagnosis before they wake up enough to see. Well, the challenge is that biology tends to be redundant. So if you keep thinking the same thoughts, and those thoughts begin to fire certain circuits in your brain, the nerve cells that fire together wire together, so all of a sudden you start getting hardwired. And those are the thoughts that you can think the easiest. At the same time, those thoughts produce chemicals called emotions, and the next thing you know, your body gets accustomed to living by the same emotions. And it could be guilt, it could be unhappiness, it could be pain, but at least it's familiar to you, at least you can predict it. So some people would rather cling to the familiar than take a chance in possibility. So for most people then, they say, well, I don't really see how my thoughts have anything to do with my destiny. Well, that's because 95% of those thoughts are subconscious programs, right? So you're not even conscious that you think those thoughts. So the first step to change is starting to think about what you've been thinking about and change it. And then when you begin to observe those thoughts, you're no longer the program, you're the consciousness observing
Just
the program.
simply by being an observer of your thoughts.
Right. So most people, though, when you do that, when you decide to really take a look, it's like lighting a match in a dark place. So you feel uncomfortable. So it's easier to turn on your TV, it's easier to play with your cell phone, to distract yourself from those feelings. Well, when you understand that change really requires becoming uncomfortable to a certain degree, and that's normal, that you're leaving the known and you're stepping into the unknown, then it begs the question, what thoughts do you want to fire and wire in your brain? Because your attention on those thoughts begins to reorganize circuitry, remold the brain.
So, I love this, by the way. How do you flip that to your advantage? So meditation is really means to become familiar with, correct? So we're going to talk a little bit about meditation as we go forward here in a second. But if it is true that your body is your unconscious mind, which I didn't know that, and it is true that it does not know the difference between a real event or an imagined event, can't you really use that to your advantage, though?
Of course. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because this is because you do this really well. Because most people are waiting for their life to change, so they can feel gratitude, to feel abundance, to feel whole. You know, that's the old model of cause and effect. You know, so if you're living with emptiness, you're living with lack, you're living with pain. Most people have been conditioned that something out there has to take away this emptiness or feeling inside of them. But if you believe that you're creating your life and you're living by lack, well, lack isn't going to create abundance, right? So then it makes sense then that you don't really actually create wealth. You generate wealth. You generate abundance. So the moment you start teaching your body emotionally what that future is going to feel like before it's made manifest, well, your body, as the unconscious mind, believes it's living in that future in the present moment. Now, it's a scientific fact that it's the environment that signals the gene, okay? The end product from an experience in the environment is an emotion. So when you begin to embrace an elevated emotion, you're beginning to signal the gene ahead of the environment. What's the importance of that? Well, genes make proteins, and proteins are responsible for the structure and the function of your body. And the expression of proteins is the expression of life. So by you creating an elevated emotion and teaching your body what that future will feel like before it's made manifest, your body's starting to live in that future reality in the present moment. Now here's the key. If you were able to become familiar with gratitude, become familiar with wholeness, become familiar with abundance, become familiar with freedom, and you're able to generate those chemicals every single day, more than likely you would be walking around feeling like your future has already happened, and you would no longer be looking for it to happen. You would already feel like it has happened. Now, what is the importance of that? Well, you're literally becoming somebody else. So you're leaving your lack, you're leaving your guilt, you're leaving your emptiness behind.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So you talk about, I want to stay in here for a minute because I know people right now are going, oh my gosh. And I'm doing that right now too. So now we get into stuff that just benefits me. One of my favorite things you say is that, and it's a general thing, but I want to move into how you become this. So you say often that in order to change your personal reality, you must change your personality. But I think also that people maybe aren't aware of how that personality was formed. And we've started to go down that road, but I want to keep going for a minute.
Sure.
And so you talk often about how a mood over time can end up turning into a personality of sorts. So could you talk about that a little bit?
Sure, let's talk about it in two ways, okay? So your personality, literally, Ed, is made up of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. And how you think, how you act, and how you feel is your personality, and your personality is intimately connected to your personal reality, your life. So then if you want to change your life, your personal reality, you got to change your personality. And here we go again. You got to start becoming conscious of your unconscious thoughts. You got to start noticing how you act, how you speak. You got to pay attention to how you're feeling. Some people would live in guilt their whole entire life and don't even know it's guilt because at least it feels like them. So then when you start doing that, you begin to objectify your subjective self. So then when you begin to make small changes, back to thought, a new thought should lead to a new choice. A new choice should lead to a new behavior. A new behavior should create a new experience, and a new experience should create a new emotion. And that new emotion is teaching your body chemically to understand what your mind is intellectually understood. Now your body is embodying the truth, right? So then the new emotion should inspire new thoughts, and that's called evolution. So how do we get stuck? It's really simple. The stronger the emotion you feel from some event in your life, be it a betrayal or a trauma or whatever, the more altered you feel inside of you, the more you pay attention to the cause outside of you. So the brain takes a snapshot. It freezes an image and embosses that pattern neurologically in the brain. That's called a memory. So we create long-term memories from strong emotional events, okay?
So is that true? I just want to understand. Maybe the larger the event in terms of its emotion to you, the stronger of a hold it has over you?
Yeah, well, the more it's embossed in your biology.
Okay.
So certain people have a strong experience in their life, and it catches all of the brain's attention. So now they think neurologically within the circuits of the past experience, and they feel chemically within the boundaries of those emotions. And so how you think and how you feel creates a state of being. Now here's the problem. That if you don't know how to mediate or control your emotional reaction to that event, and you keep that refractory period of chemicals going on for extended periods of time, so that the event produces a chemical change, and the body needs to return back to homeostasis or balance, but if it can't, then the elongation of that emotional reaction for weeks, say, for days or weeks is called a mood. So you say, Ed, what's wrong with you? I'm in a mood. Why are you in a mood? Well, this thing happened to me 5 days ago, and I'm having one long emotional reaction. So then what you do is you keep telling the story about it, keep firing and wiring the same circuits, and you keep conditioning the body into the past. So then you wake up in the morning, you look for the emotion. So that now, all of a sudden, you keep it lingering for weeks or months. That's called the temperament. Well, why is he so angry? I don't know. Let's ask him. Why are you so angry? Well, this thing happened to me 8 months ago. I'm having one long emotional reaction. I'm memorizing my emotions. You keep it going on for years on end. That's called a personality trait. So then a person then is memorizing themselves by living in the past. And so then you say to them, well, tell me the story. Now, the latest research on memory says that 50% of what we talk about in our past isn't even the truth. So we make stuff up about the past. In other words, people are reliving a life that they didn't even have just to reaffirm that they can't change, right? So then what's the significance of this? Where you place your attention is where you place your energy, period. So then the stronger the emotion that you have to some problem or condition or person in your life, the more you're paying attention to them. So they captured your attention. So you're giving your power away to that person, right? Because they're capturing your attention. So then there's an energetic connection to every person, everything in your past, present reality has your energy connected to it. So now, this is the significance. When a person really decides to be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memory of the past, the hardest part about it is all of a sudden
Welcome back,
and not making the same unconscious choice. So then, if you lower the volume to your frustration, to your hatred, to your anger, if you truly knew how to do that, if you lowered the volume to that emotion, you would take your attention off that person,
technical
which means
difficulties,
you would begin to break those energetic bonds.
You should try doing it from
taking
your phone,
power
man.
back.
Like
You're
the
calling
Twitch
energy
app on
back
your
to you.
phone.
We've measured this, and all of a sudden it builds this bigger electromagnetic
If you get the
field
Twitch
around
app
a
on your
person's
phone,
body.
it should.
That's energy to heal. That's
should
energy to
work.
create a new future with.
If you have
right?
like a
And
smartphone.
then, if you didn't want to lower the volume to the emotion, then just take your attention off the person. And every time you take your attention off the person, if you became conscious of that, you wouldn't feel the emotion. Now the body,
If you have a
though,
phone.
has been addicted to that emotion because you're using that person to reaffirm your addiction to hatred or frustration. And if that person died, you'd find another one. So then here you go now. So now you're in a position now where you begin to lower the volume to that emotion, and the body's going, wait a second, you've been doing this for the last 20 years, and all of a sudden you're just going to stop hating? And the body says, well, I've been conditioned this way, and conditioning is based on the past. So when the body feels the lack of that emotion, just like a drug addict, it says, hey, you're off schedule here. So now the body starts influencing the mind to think about experiences that are embossed in the brain that are based on that emotion. So the emotion now is causing you to think in the past. If we teach a person then how to trade that frustration or that hatred for an elevated emotion, and they'll say, yeah, but you know, it was my ex's fault, or I got betrayed by my partner in business. Yeah, we know that. Okay, so let's take your partner in business or take your ex. Let's duct tape them, put them in a cannon, and shoot them to the moon. Now what are you going to do? Sooner or later, you got to reckon with yourself and change, right? So then,
Oh, so you play games. Oh, I thought it was a fitness. I thought you were doing
now,
trade the emotion for an elevated emotion.
right. So you're going to
something.
give that up, and you're going to practice feeling
Sorry,
gratitude.
man. Sorry
as
to
an
hear that,
example.
dude.
Yes.
And the person says, well, I can't feel gratitude. And I say, absolutely you can, because you don't practice feeling it. You practice spending most of your time feeling hatred and frustration. So now it's going to take a little time to cause that heart of you to bloom, or your heart of yours to bloom. Once they're able to feel even the smallest measure of gratitude, where they start feeling appreciation, thankfulness, gratitude, it's emotional signature. When you get something, when you're receiving something, when something has happened to you, or when something is happening to you, you say thank you because you're receiving something. So the emotional signature
All right, be right
of
back. Be right
gratitude
back in a
means
sec.
the event has already happened, or it's happening to you. So the moment you open your heart and you feel gratitude, well, that emotion then is telling the body that the experience has already occurred. And the thought then can make it into the body because it's consistent with the thought. So now you're beginning to program the autonomic nervous system into a very specific destiny. You got to maintain that modified state of mind and body your entire day, independent of the conditions in your outer environment, independent of your body's cravings of those emotions and habituations, and independent from time. And if you can, get ready, because something weird or unusual, some synchronicity, some coincidence, some opportunity is going to land in your lap, and you didn't have to go and get it. It came to you. Now you're the vortex of creation. So if you say to me, well, I was feeling gratitude, but then there was traffic, or my coworker sent me a nasty email, then I would say, oh my God, you mean you're allowing your environment, your outer environment, to control how you feel and think? You're back to the unconscious program that you're the victim to your life.
You got it.
But when you start producing those outcomes in your life, you're going to pay attention to what you did inside of you, and you're going to believe more that you're the creator of your life and less of the victim of your life.
That is so unbelievable, the way that I've never heard anybody ever say it like that, Bill, because I've watched people who's, you know, this person's caused this insecurity in their life. And even when they remove the person, what they'll do is, okay, now I'm going to feel gratitude, what you just said, but their body is still addicted to that emotion, and they go seek other references to get them that emotion again. So the first thing you said that I love, that I've not heard before, is one is acknowledge when that addiction rears its head again, just by acknowledging it. The second thing that really nobody talks about is, it's wonderful to meditate and to get into that space, but then you must get up and be active towards that goal. That's what most people don't ever talk about.
We're changing our brain and body to live in that future present reality so that you feel connected to a future instead of the past. And when you're connected to the past, you're looking for it. And if you're looking for it, you're separate from it. If you're being it, then, then there's a complete change in energy. And nobody changes until they change their energy. And when you change your energy, you change your life. After 8,500 brain scans, I can tell you that you and I are at our absolute best when we get beyond ourselves. That is the elegant moment where we're free enough to create without any encumbrances.
So this has been measured too. So there's these different energy centers in the body. Is it true that if you're holding on to these other emotions, I just want a basic answer for this for the group too. If you're holding on to these negative emotions and you're not moving towards this more empowering emotion, what happens to these energy centers in the body? Can you describe that to some extent?
The majority of our thoughts and feelings are connected to our sexuality, to our victimization, our guilt, our suffering, our shame, our unworthiness, our self-doubt, or our importance, our control, our fear, our anger, our frustration, our hatred, our judgment. Those are the first three hormonal centers in the body, and those first three centers have everything to do with survival. And those centers are energy consumers. Orgasm, digestion, stress. is a lot of energy that we're drawing from our very vital life force,
Yes.
our resource of light and information, and we're turning it into chemistry. And we're literally robbing the body's energy, right? So then living like that for the short term is okay, because the body can move back to homeostasis and restore itself. But when we're overdoing that consistently, then there's no energy for growth and repair, because you're living constantly in survival. So again, you can eat all the right food, you can do all the right things, but if you're living in anxiety and fear, and you're viewing your world from the worst case scenario that could possibly happen, because that's what you do in survival, there's no energy for growth and repair. There's no energy for healing. So the majority of our thoughts are signaling certain circuits in the brain that signal another part of the brain, the limbic brain, to make what's called a neuropeptide. Neuropeptides are chemical messengers that signal hormonal centers. So now you're taking thought and you're storing it as energy in these energy centers. And if you're living in survival, why would you open your heart? I mean, it's just not a time to open your heart. I mean, if you're getting chased by T-Rex, it's not a time to meditate. It's not a time to learn. It's not a time to connect. It's not a time to communicate. It's not a time to sit down and go within. It's not a time to be vulnerable. It's time to run, fight, or hide. And so,
Is that why we're this way? I've never asked you this before. Is this some? I don't think you believe this, but I just want to understand this. Is this some sort of genetic disposition that's been passed down to us since we've been chased by T-Rex?
I think so. I think survival has been very adaptive.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're being chased by T-Rex, you don't run up to T-Rex and say, "Oh, cute little dinosaur, let me pet you." That's not adaptive. The fear is adaptive. You run from the unknown.
Yes.
You run from challenges, right?
Yes.
So if you're living in survival, there's better chances of surviving if you run from the unknown. And by the way, when you're living in survival, the infinite potentials in the quantum field, you'll select the worst case scenario in your mind. And you'll begin to emotionally prepare yourself for the worst case scenario, because you have better chances of surviving.
There you go.
If you prepare for the worst, right?
There you
so
go.
people spend their whole life
Yes.
thinking about the worst thing and emotionally embracing it. Well, you take a thought and emotion, or an image and an emotion, you're branding or conditioning your body. Into what? Anxiety,
My
into
gosh.
fear. So then you keep doing that over and over again, the body becomes the mind of fear. And whether you think you can control it or not, you're going to have a panic attack. And the panic attack is the body saying, "You've conditioned me this way. Try as you may with your conscious mind to
Right.
control it."
Right.
You programmed it subconsciously. Then you start worrying about the next panic attack, and it's that very anticipation
Here we
that
go.
keeps the person on the hamster wheel,
And
right?
robs them of all of this energy as well.
They're absolutely so they don't believe in possibility when they're living in that state, because in survival, it's not a time to create. All the blood flow is going to the hindbrain and away from the forebrain. There's no physiology really for a person to begin to create a new future. So think about it. So then 70% of the time, people in the world are living anticipating the next moment based on their past moment. And so they're laying reality down moment by moment with the next known, the next predictable moment. And so the hormones of stress endorse the senses. Our senses become heightened when we're under stress, and we become materialists. We narrow our focus on the danger.
Yes.
So then you're focusing on matter, you're focusing on the material world, and when you do that, you put all your attention, the arousal of the stress hormones puts all your attention on your body. If you're being chased by T-Rex, you better be paying attention to your body. When people start reaching this moment, my goodness, they're overcoming themselves, and now they're at that perfect place to create. And my definition of creation is when I forget about myself. That's when you're free. So some people can do it because they've practiced it. Other people can't get beyond the addiction of a certain emotion. That means their body is still their mind.
Yes.
So then if you're sitting in a meditation and your body's throwing the kitchen sink at you and saying, "Ed, you're a loser, you're never going to change, this is too hard, why don't you quit?" And you're aware that that's your body doing that, and you say to your body, "We're going to sit here and we're going to sit in this fire, and I'm going to keep applying the formula," and your brain starts learning to all the emails you have to do, and you
Yes.
become aware of that, and you return back to the present moment, and you tell the body it's no longer the mind, that you're the mind. Now your will is getting greater than that program, and there's a liberation of energy. And every time you do that, that's a victory. And you teach people.
Every time you do that, that's a victory.
That's
When
a
your
victory.
mind tells the body, "I'm in charge."
When you say to when you want to get up and you want to quit, and you go, "Oh, No, that's my body. Bring it back.
Okay.
And now you're taming the animal. The body is the animal, and you're like a dog. You sit. And if you keep doing this, you're climbing on top, and the body finally acquiesces. It finally says, "I'm not going anywhere." And then boom, there's this liberation of energy. What's the side effect? Joy. Person's heart just automatically opens up, and every time they do that, those victories add up. There's no such thing as a bad meditation. There's only overcoming yourself. And when you sit in the fire and you work with that, people say to me, why do you meditate every morning? I say, because if I can overcome myself in the morning, the rest of my day is easy. It's easy.
True?
Because that's what it's about. You master yourself, you master your life.
Yes.
And so then all the chatter in your head that you listen to all day long, that is called the default mode network in the brain. Our research shows that shuts off. Not just shuts off during the meditation, it stays shut off for the rest of the day. So the critic in your head that's telling you this will never happen, you don't have enough time, there's no voice there. So you just have a clear flow on where you're going, and you trust yourself more.
Yes.
So then when you start practicing creating that brain and heart coherence, you can believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that it's actually, there's physical evidence in your brain to look like it's already happened.
Man.
And you can begin to understand, you can select a new potential in the quantum field, and every day emotionally embrace that future reality to such a degree that your body begins to believe it's living in that future reality in the present moment, and you're signaling new genes and new ways to change your body to look like it's already happened. Now think about this. If there's physical evidence by thought alone in your brain and body to look like your wealth or your future has already happened, it's already happened.
Already happened.
And you're already it. So it's not about your wealth. It's not about your health. It's not about your freedom. It's who you become. So then as you overcome, you become someone else. And so most people don't understand that that the truth is that every time you overcome yourself a little bit more, the side effect is that you love yourself a little bit more. And so now self-love is no longer about pleasure or having a car. It's something that you're cultivating within you. So then imagine, we have research to show, and this is such a duality, that when you start seeing the brain start synchronizing, getting coherent. The front of the brain and the back of the brain, the two hemispheres coming together, and we can say to scientists that come and study our work, oh, watch this, Ed's gonna pop. What do you mean? Just watch, this is gonna be good. And all of a sudden you see this brain going into this kind of psychic union, the heart blows wide open, you see coherence going on, and you look around at that person, and there's tears running down their face. Imagine feeling so whole that it's impossible to want. I mean, how can you want when you're whole? Because you feel like you already have it. Now, when you reach that point, that's when the magic happens, because now you are worthy to receive. And the universe only gives us what we think we're worthy of receiving.
Share this with them, please.
Yeah, I think, for me, I'm curious and I'm a pragmatist. If you tell me something, all I want to know is how I'm going to use it in my life. And,
Yes.
And I'm not into dinner conversation, because nobody changes from that. I'm a doer, and I want to be around doers. And
This is why you and I connect so well, I think.
And obviously, you get a group of people that are passionate about transformation, and they've done some of the work. When we were doing our 4.5-day advanced workshops, right around the end of the event, I was seeing people starting to seeing some really great transformations, and I thought,
This is the pop.
yeah, it's a pop, big pops, and we were like, we had to send them home, and I was like, oh God, man, if I could just have them for a week. So we created these week-long events where people retreat from their lives, and they remove the constant stimulation in their external environment that reminds them of who they think they are as a personality. They separate themselves from the people they know and the places they go and the things that they do at a certain amount of time in their routine, mundane life. So we'll bridge a little quantum physics with a little neuroscience, a little endocrinology, a little epigenetics, psychoneuroimmunology. Those are all sciences about possibility. And I now know that if you can give people sound scientific information, for me, that's the language.
I know.
And then if they can turn to the person next to them and explain it, you're not going to get off the hook. If you can't explain it, it's not wired in your brain. But if you can build a model and explain it, you're installing the neurological hardware in your brain in preparation for the experience. So the more you understand what you're doing and why, the how gets easier because you can assign meaning to it. So then if I can set up the conditions and the environment and give them the proper instructions and push the envelope a little bit, and people who get their behaviors to match their intentions and their actions equal to their thoughts, they get their mind and body working together, they're going to have a new experience. And the experience then is not only going to enrich the philosophical circuits in their brain, because experience does that, but it's going to produce an emotion. So they're going to start feeling more unlimited. They're going to start feeling more free. Now they're teaching their body chemically to understand what their mind is intellectually understood. So if you've done it once, you should be able to do it again.
You have the recipe, you have the formula.
So if you can repeat it, you will neurochemically condition your mind and body to begin to work as one. In other words, the body will start to learn how to do it as well as the mind, and you won't have to consciously think about it any longer. So it gets easier, right? So we follow that format, and the first couple days is that getting beyond your life, getting beyond your emotions. Everybody's got to do it, but if you just keep applying the formula, keep going, I keep reminding you and keep building the model, I give them numerous opportunities to connect and numerous opportunities to overcome themselves. Sooner or later, you're just going to figure it out. It doesn't matter, you're just going to figure it out. And when you do, then we start seeing now these incredible transformations and changes. And it's like a 4-minute mile.
Yeah.
Because I really think now, Ed, that evidence is the loudest voice.
Sure.
It is the loudest voice. And so we've got all the brain scans, we've got all the heart rate measurements, we got great measurements on immune regulation, how you can strengthen your immune system by thought alone. We have great measurements on that you could actually change your genes in 4 days, lengthen your telomeres, lengthen your life within 60 days, change your neurotransmitters, change the energy around your body, the energy centers of your body, and change all this stuff. And so that's the scientific evidence, but the evidence of people now is really the laboratory. So then, what's the side effect of a person then who begins to make significant changes in just mastering that formula? Well, the side effect is a remission from a health condition. So we have seen, not once, not twice, more than twice, blind people. Like that one lady had a stroke on the optic nerve, a nurse from London, very smart lady, and the lesion was on the optic nerve, and it created a blind spot in her visual field from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So she can't see anything there, and so she lost her license. She has her own company. She couldn't read emails, and sooner or later your brain accommodates a little bit, but not fully. And so the typical prognosis with a stroke when there's neurological damage is that if your brain doesn't recover within 2 weeks, it's going to stay the same and slowly get worse. So she has great relationships with all the physicians, and they all said, yeah, you're going to have to learn to live with it. And believe it or not, one doctor said, hey, why don't you try going to this event? And this nurses are practical people. I mean, they're super practical people. And you want to get a good doctor, ask a nurse, right?
Sure.
And they're just very, very practical. So she did the online course, she did both the courses, she read all the books, she did all the meditations, and she came to the event with the intention of learning how to live with her condition. It didn't occur to her fully that she could heal it. And she went because she wanted to start a nonprofit to help people. Wow. So she went with a doctor that recommended the work, and just a certain point in the middle of the event, she was doing a walking meditation on the beach with 1,000 other people there, and it occurred to her that maybe she should think about healing her eyes. So that she went into the meditation in the same day. And she lay down after we finished the meditation, and she said it was like someone taking cellophane, crackling it in her head. She felt something going on inside her brain, and she was crying because she knew something spectacular was happening. And she didn't want to open her eyes, and then the meditation ended, and she said, when I opened my eyes, it was like I was seeing so much brighter. And she said, I could see no blind spot, and the doctor was laying right next to her, and she was sobbing, they were hugging each other. And so she went on the Monday morning to get her eyes, the visual fields measured. And hopefully we'll get the image for you. But
Sure.
you can see on the pre-measurement just a black, that quarter of the sphere,
The lesion.
of the circle was just all black. In other words, blindness. You see the post-measurement on the Monday morning after the event. There isn't a black spot.
Unbelievable.
Complete restoration of sight. Now, if you ask me if that was possible, you know, 2 years ago, I would say, yeah, it's possible theoretically. But now, like, this is the 4-minute mile. Then we have another lady that was blind from birth.
Okay.
5% vision, and again, you know, she had an amazing experience with our coherence healing. We teach people how to heal. When she opened her eyes, she could see faces for the first time. And in fact, they had these 2 big bouquets on the stage, really big, beautiful flowers. And you know, she had 5% vision, so she could just see a little bit of light. And she thought they were 2 guards, 2 bodyguards on the stage guarding me the whole event. And when she sat up, she could see flowers. Or you see the nurse tell her story, or the lady who's allergic to everything at the same event, who's wearing a mask with the filters and the whole bit, that had anaphylactic shock every day of her life. By the second day, she's on the floor with her mask off, dancing around. You know, a person sits down after they witness that. When they close their eyes and they do their next meditation, their acceptance, their belief, and their ability to surrender and trust that it could happen to them becomes greater. What I want our community to do is say, what is standing in the way between me and my ability to connect to that field? Because I want to eliminate every belief, every emotion, every past, you know, whatever. I want to remove all of those veils. Why am I doing this? Because I want to get so good at this. We have some MIT researchers that are going to organize all the data. 50%. I want to get to 50%, and then we are going to walk into children's hospitals and we're going to say, what kids, just give us your kids. We won't touch them, we don't want any money. All we want to do is help.
Yo,
And,
what's up, Byron?
I think that is...
That's amazing.
That's a living organism called the
How you
human
doing, buddy? Hope
being.
you're doing well, man. Good seeing you,
The
buddy.
living organism, the human being, the age of selfish individuality has to end right now. The living organism has to take care of one another. They have to heal one another. They have to teach one another. They have to exchange important information amongst one another. They have to shine for one another, not to be outstanding and competitive, but to show others that they can shine. That's the only way we're going to make our way out of this mess.
Oh my gosh. My favorite things that I've ever had said here, just so you know. Because the application of this is beyond just someone going from 5% vision to 95% vision. The application of this in humanity and consciousness, as you've just described there at the end, is what really I'm hearing and seeing all of that. That's what fascinates me. And I must say to you that, you know, we all agree that certainly our thoughts can make us unhealthy. So if that is true, there's got to be a way that the mind and the heart can be able to heal the body as well. And I'm fascinated by the study of epigenetics, and what you've just covered here it's a whole new level. I love what you said. We've poked a hole. It's the 4-minute mile. But
the reason it's the 4-minute mile is because once the 4-minute mile was broken, 2 weeks later everybody was breaking it, because it was a new belief,
it's a
new
belief.
level of consciousness.
Yeah.
So the evidence of all these amazing healings, and not only just healings, people are creating new jobs, new opportunities, new relationships, new mystical experiences that transcend language, where you just can't be Ed anymore. You know too much after that. That's the unknown, right? So in order for you to really begin to explore the unknown aspect of yourself, you got to learn how to get beyond the known aspect of yourself. And if you keep coming back to the known, you're going to miss out on the unknown. So you would say, well, I don't know anything in the unknown. Of course, it's the unknown. And if you try to control it there, you're back to the known. If you try to predict it, you're back to the known. So you got to go through this trial and error of just kind of refining your attention, refining your ability. And it's just got to be something like playing tennis or playing golf or doing martial arts or working out or crocheting or dancing the salsa. You just got to keep going, man. In the beginning, it's tedious. And then when you start finding your groove, like our community, they don't miss their morning meditations. You know why? Because the magic is happening, and they know if they miss it, they're gonna cut off from the magic. So they, whether they're tired, whether they're hungover, whether they're in. You know, and if you wake up in the morning and you can't get your butt out of bed. You know what that means? It just means you can predict the feeling of everything that's going to happen in your life.
Yeah.
The body's resigned.
The body's
so
resigned.
then, you know, when you went on a school trip when you were a kid, you know, you woke up before your parents because
Yes.
you knew something new was going to happen. That's the
Yeah.
body going, wake up.
Wake up.
It's something unexpected is going to happen. What
Yeah.
happened to us,
Yeah,
right?
Christmas Day.
Yeah. So,
Everyone's- yeah.
so why not,
Yeah.
you know, put in your time. And then measure the effects of you it cause. I mean, become the scientist in your life and really start to experiment with it. Okay, let me change my energy. Let me just write down 4 thoughts that, like, I can, it's too hard, I'll start tomorrow, this doesn't feel right, whatever it is. It's this person's fault. Just write those down and say, these thoughts, like Gandalf on the bridge.
Yes.
You may not pass today. This is the end.
Yes.
So then if you become conscious of those thoughts, now you're the governor of your thoughts. What actions, what behaviors do you want to change? Do you complain? Do you blame? Do you judge? Do you make excuses? How do you talk? Do you speak limited? Just pick 4 things that you're not
Yo,
gonna
Big
do
Elephants, what's up,
anymore.
man?
What emotions get you in trouble? What are the emotions
Drop a sub,
You're
what?
addicted to too, right?
that you're addicted to?
I'm
that
doing
keep
great, man. How are you doing, my
returning
man?
Back to your past.
Yeah.
And if you don't know,
Good
close
to
your
hear
eyes
from you,
for
man.
about
Good to see you,
30
dude.
minutes and just watch where your mind goes and watch your feelings and just say, okay, it's frustration, it's unworthiness, it's self-doubt, it's guilt, it's frustration, it's shame. Just
Do I not have notifications on?
and just review them in your mind so that you don't go on.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
It's so
you're
powerful
doing good,
because,
man.
by the way, everyone that's listening to this is so awesome because if you've been listening to my content for the last 3 or 4
What? Are you
months, we've been laying
serious,
this
man?
foundation, and now I just bring
Holy
you this
yo.
master that takes it to a master class level and explains to you the scientific reasons that
What?
these things work. But I want to jump
Hell
right in
yeah,
with you here on
man.
something because I
Thanks,
just want to do a
man.
couple basic application things for everyone here. These emotions that our body gets addicted to. There's a power,
okay.
everyone, because I've experienced this in my own life. Everything that Joe's explaining here, other than healing my own body, I've watched them happen in my life from the standpoint of becoming something, and then these things
can't I
are
read
in
your
my
free
life
message?
rather than
One
me
sec.
sort of forcing them to happen. I mean, most people that have had any great things happen in life can define at least moments of their
always
life where this is just a
angry and I'm
known
not
truth.
over.
Dr. Joe talks so eloquently
okay.
about the fact that, you know, about this epigenetics concept is fascinating to me, but at the same time, you
Yo,
talk
thanks, man.
eloquently about only about 1% of us are predisposed to most of these
Yo,
negative
thanks,
ailments
man.
in
Thanks
our
for that
lives in
sub,
the first
man.
place anyways. This is a
Hope you're doing great.
misnomer. But I want to talk
I was
about
telling
meditation
Baron I'm
first
going to.
because there's
I
people
applied to be
listening
the
this
People's
that have
Party
never
of
done it.
Canada
So I just
candidate
want them to start it because
for
the thing
Orleans.
you say that it just as a base level thing,
And
writing these emotions down,
I don't know if I'm gonna be chosen, but
or the thoughts that do
I'm gonna go meet Maxime Bernier
just that, everybody.
at a sugar shack,
I said earlier, I just want to give you my
Cabana Sucre
is you
in
become
Quebec
aware of them when they reveal themselves.
on March
Just
31st.
awareness gives you a power over them you didn't have before.
So yeah, man, I might be the People's Party of Canada, the Libertarian Party, the anti-lockdown, anti-vaccine mandate party
The cool thing about meditation for me
member
is it strips me of the
for
distractions.
Orleans, maybe.
It strips me of what I see, of the kinesthetic, of the auditory. Talk about just that basic concept for a second.
Again, this is brilliant. This is because you're a practical guy, and so am I. So, all right,
Thanks, man.
So, if the word meditation means become
Shambhala, no. I gotta, let's Google it.
people say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't focus on the negative." Well, really, it's 95% of who you are, and you got to begin
Can we
to
pull it up?
dismantle and denature that old personality, and that means you're going to have to come up against the cravings that the body has emotionally. You know, like if it's 8 o'clock in the morning and you're doing your meditation, you're normally in traffic, and you want to get angry, and your body's going, "Hey, you're off schedule." So let me just find something that's mapped in the brain that I'll bring up a past experience why you can feel a little anger. Well, now once you're
No worries, my man. No, I was gonna get kind of bored with this.
right? Because now you're working to become.
I mean, it's good. Like the message is good, but it's just I heard it
takes
so many
an
times.
incredible amount of awareness. It takes a great amount of consciousness, and you can't have consciousness without energy. So you got to raise.
Oh wow. No freaking way. You were there, my man? What?
We have arrived. All right. it's been
Get the
3
fuck out of
years.
here, man. Are
We
you
made it
serious?
back. We're back on the farm.
Start. It's not the full start, but we're getting there. Place is getting a little packed now. on Wednesday when we first got here, it was a little more open. Now it's starting to really fill in with
Hell yeah, man. This is great.
What's going on, guys?
I'm gonna add it as a quote. I don't want to dox you, but
Shambhala Music
I'm
Festival
gonna
is
dox you.
probably the best psychedelic music festival ever to go to. We are having an awesome time here. So come along and we're going to show you the vibes around here and show you how crazy this place can get.
Yo, yeah, right. You're there. That's so sick, man. That's amazing, dude. Man, 8 months, man, for subbing. Thanks, man.
Right, guys, Shambhala
I remember you subbed when I came back from Miami in April
is out partying. We got the living room
last
here,
year.
beach,
I was doing the walk-in stream.
water. Really nice water.
Oh yeah, outside your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Be cautious,
or the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, or whatever.
really nice hot day.
Pacific Northwest.
Nice cloud cover.
Nice, man. Yeah, dude.
Mitchie's doing a little
I've been to Vancouver. I've seen the mountains right there. The mountains look spectacular. I didn't go to the mountain.
He's doing good.
But I've been to Vancouver.
I think it's not her first time on a slack line. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude.
You got her? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Did you take any
Oh,
psychedelic
shit. We're having some lunch here. Have
enhancements? Did you have any life-changing trips?
We are back in our back here. It's a hot, brutal day. Kind of got to get away from the intense heat around like 3 to 5. It is brutal. But we're just chilling here. We'll grab some drinks.
Just more.
To the festivities.
Hell yeah,
While
man.
I'm on the matter, it is always good to take rest during these festivals.
That's great, dude.
You don't want to give yourself heat exhaustion.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need it.
That can be really brutal. It can ruin your whole weekend.
Dude, just like the
So, yeah,
the person-on-person
marathon,
friggin' physical strength is
take your time.
builds so much muscle. I need the. I want to get a punching bag though. I think a punching bag would help me a lot. Just to get stronger. Some resistance training, you know what I mean? Like a punching bag or something.
I would say Shambhala definitely really upped the game for their sprinklers this year.
Like that,
There's
it's
some
that
really
nice, man.
sprinkler setups all around the stages. Really fills
Yeah.
you down with water.
I need more room though.
These days. This is always nice. Got free water here on tap for everyone.
I need more room in here. I need a.
We got monkey tour going on right now.
I'm looking to maybe move out. With my girlfriend, maybe into a house. To rent out a house, it'd be amazing. My stuff. Hey man, well, I'm glad you have all that stuff, you know? I'll be. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, is there gonna be like some terms of service issues here with naked women? It's dirty.
We're backstage in the living room, and Average is going right now, and they are throwing down.
Yeah, this guy just made one video of all his video clips, eh? Smart guy. And iPhones have the auto stabilization now. Even the new phones have auto stabilization. You don't even need a gimbal. It's insane.
All right, we're here at Camp Schwill. These guys rolled up 3 pounds for the big 420 break-in event, I guess. That is impressive. That's a couple thousand joints, it looks like. It is. That is awesome. How long did that take you guys?
We did it in record time. We started at like 8 a.m. this morning.
Oh, really? Holy shit. Wow.
We had enough people show up.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. And you guys
You don't
gonna
need
just
like
go
you
ham
really
out
don't need a
on,
gimbal.
The village. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. All right.
I mean, if you don't want one.
Awesome, awesome. Good job.
But even
guys.
my
See you
gimbal is not
there.
as stable with me walking. Even my gimbal goes like
All right, guys.
shakes
got a
a tiny
chill
bit.
vibe going on right now. We're not fully into the festival yet. It's just the starter night. Tomorrow's gonna be the real crazy night. But it looks like the gallery's open. Very nice.
So did you
Psychedelic art here.
this is all familiar stuff to you? You saw this stuff?
Oh, I would really like that.
Or were you just tripping out the whole time? Huh?
Love it.
There it is.
Definitely a good time tonight. Everyone's over here though. Crowd is massive.
Pretty bad song. Another bad song. What is this music? This is terrible. Jesus, this is bad. So true. No, but I mean, you know what I mean? Maybe I not understand. Maybe I don't know.
This is the most impressive totem I've ever seen.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm stopping my music. I was just expecting like electronic music, you know what I mean? Like techno. Like this.
We found a cool little lookout here. It overlooks the whole marketplace. Found a. This is the most impressive totem I've ever seen.
This is how we do it.
Wow.
It's all about the vibes here in the living room. Shout out to Hula and Sarah, the whole crew here.
Holy shit, that's awesome. We found a cool little lookout here. It overlooks the whole marketplace. I think this is a new addition. It's cool. Get a little bird's
Yeah, I was
eye
expecting like
going on.
go a side trance.
Holy shit, it is back. The dancing cats going at it hardcore again. We got the artist here of the cat. What do you call this thing? The cat dome. Nice, nice. How do you do this all? It's all on your computer?
Yeah, I got a computer in the vehicle, and the vehicle's powering it off the hybrid battery. And
Oh, crazy.
I got a projector in there.
How many different settings you got on it?
So you can like change the foreground and background.
Yeah.
So the triggers up here, you the background, you press the thumb switch to change the foreground. And then Y, X, and A are different effects.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so like say I want to make it like repeat forever and make these crazy stripes and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
make it
yeah.
zoom in and out, stuff like that. Then there's like the acid effect, which
That's awesome.
makes crazy acid visuals.
Oh, shit.
It's fucking amazing.
Oh, shit.
Did you see the cat tent?
What the? Wow, that's like. Hey, can you explain what this is?
This
What
is
the
the
fuck?
world's first hologram video display
Oh, that is too
using light
trippy.
fields. So if you can't really see it on the camera, but you can like look around it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got some example images too, like.
Oh, yeah. Makes it really 3D
What the
looking.
fuck?
Wow. That is an impressive totem.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, so it is the end of Thursday here. Closed down at 2 a.m. Shorter party, of course, but it's only 2 stages.
Sorry,
First stage
so I
we're
can't
getting
read it unless I
prepared, as you can
open the
see
file. Here we go.
And they're testing out their
Like
laser
all
shows
electronic-
and all
nice.
that kind of stuff. They have amazing
Very
laser
nice,
shows,
man.
and can't wait for these stages to start.
Oh,
up.
you did? You talked with the owner sometime? What? That's amazing. That's legendary, man. I was just like memeing.
I really like how they have this set up with the porta potties here. They have like a little air sucker, so sucking all the air out, so it's not like stinking up in there, and it kind of keeps the air moving around. Over here we got the water, free water for everyone. That's really nice. All right, it is Friday, and the party is officially started today. The festival is all starting up here. We got all the stages starting. Yeah, we're just making our way down. Lots of people are heading to the river, bringing their floaties and stuff. Oh, big old bus coming. The bus here brings people to the edge where they can kind of walk into the woods there with all their gear. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have anything?
My name is Gyges.
All right. And is this your first Shambhala?
It's my second.
Second. Nice. When did you come here last?
2019.
Nice. Same with us. Cool. Cool. So how long have you been here so far?
We came here yesterday. We got to see 100 rounds yesterday, and then kind of just set up in the morning. And yeah, today's our first like full day.
Nice. How are you enjoying it so far?
I love it. The energy is really good. Everyone's very kind and friendly, and like
Yeah.
the vibe is just everyone wants you to have a good time.
How does it feel being back to festivals after all the lockdowns?
Very surreal and a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, a little bit.
At first, but once you get over that, it's no
It
big
feels
deal.
like back to
It feels
normal almost?
It
Yeah.
feels good.
That's awesome. Do you have anything special to say to the world?
Love everyone and love yourself.
Awesome. Right, you're in the downtown market.
Smooth criminal, man.
Afternoon.
Smooth criminal.
Cloud cover today. It's not so ridiculously hot, so that's awesome. Tasty foods here. Over here you got the message wall if you need to leave a message for people, I guess. And this is a farm and there is right now we are entering the
What? What? Did he cut it? Are you serious, homie? What the fuck, bro?
All right, now we are behind the grove.
That's
This
sick,
is
dude.
like the chill spot.
Alright, let's get it
A
started.
lot of lounge areas.
We will start lifting the weights.
Hammocks everywhere, which is really nice. You want to chill in some hammocks. Quite a big area to explore too. This here is the Village Gallery. Beautiful artwork. I like this wall. That's pretty deadly. Shambhala's got some really tasty food. We got the pulled pork here. They got some burgers too. Their burgers are amazing. Definitely try that out. Lots of good vendors here. Very tasty foods. Nice. Whoa, nice. All right, we are here with
Patrick?
Patrick and Max. Right on. And it's your guys' first Shambhala.
Yeah.
First one. How are you liking it so far?
Super smooth. It's
Yeah.
just chill, having the camping and having the festival together. It's just really easy to get in and out.
That's awesome.
Having a wonderful time.
Having an awesome
People
time?
are amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome things to do.
Have you been to many other festivals, or is this your first? Or
I've been to a few. Most
Yeah.
recently, I was at Laketown Shakedown on Vancouver Drive.
nice. How does this compare to other ones you've been to?
A lot bigger. A
Way
lot
bigger?
More wild, yeah. For
More
sure.
wild, yeah. I think it's one of the most wild ones in all of Canada, so definitely a good one to check out for your first time.
The venue's prime. You got the mountains, you got the valley, you got the river. It's
got the trees
Yeah.
with the shade. Perfect.
better.
Yeah,
Couldn't ask for more, yeah.
that's awesome. Do you guys got any words for the world?
any words for the world. Stay
Yeah.
positive, have fun, be yourself.
Awesome.
There's pleasure in the pathless woods.
Awesome.
Lord Byron.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, so over here on the outskirts of town, kind of where the camping begins, there's also some more food stands here, and this poutine stand is always so damn busy. I think it's one of the festival favorites. We've got all kinds of stuff. Donuts, Mitchie loves donuts. Yeah, and that's staff food over there. Got some amazing looking chicken poutine here. Looks so tasty. Oh boy, this is
Dude,
definitely needed.
I was just about to comment on the poutine, man. Nice.
Oh man, it instantly
Hell yeah,
cools it
man.
down.
Incredible, yeah, dude. It's definitely a friggin' a party, an after hour, after the club type
Ice
of
cold?
food.
It's refreshing though.
Yeah, the cheese and the fries and the gravy.
Alright,
Oh my
so
God,
how's
it's
the
so good.
Shambhala going for you?
Now they have like smoked meat ones and shit.
Awesome weather too.
You don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's not raining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no rain.
we gotta
Actually got some cloud cover, super.
Smoked meat, dude. Smoked meat poutine is insane.
there we go. Nice.
Restaurants would have had to close up. Now my plan in the near future is to take.
Oh my God, check that out. Just loads of melted cheese curds. Nice hot brown
Yeah, that's
gravy
pretty
and
good.
piles of Montreal smoked meat atop
That's
fresh
insane.
skin-on potatoes. Guys, I'm not going to spend a ton of time
The
just ogling
smoke
over
meat
this. We're
one
gonna
is
get
like,
right
it's
in
so
here.
insane.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
I
Beautiful.
wish this was better filmed though.
What they do is they trim the brisket just a fair bit.
This is a Toronto location though. Yeah. It's more like a corned beef.
So the poutine, Quebec cheese curds, and then they top it all off
No,
with
that's
gravy.
a
It is
fucking
stunning.
Shitty Toronto style.
One of Canada's most
because it's sweeter. We cut at each location nice plush inside, and the cheese curds should be flavorful and fresh, nice and melty. People say that the fresher the curd, the squeakier it is. The gravy
What is
should be
this
thick
channel?
and flavorful, and there
Who are
should be
these people?
enough of it to coat all the fries and curds.
That
At
first
each
one on the left is
location,
like the
we
most
will be
traditional style.
asking which poutine
That
we
one.
should get and judge based off of that. Let's bundle up and get poutine and curds. At each location, we will be asking which poutine we should get and judge based off of that. Let's bundle up and get going. I got you. I got you. Come on.
Pretty good.
So we're going to La
Smoke
Banquise,
poutine,
and
please.
this
Yes,
place is
yeah.
probably the most
I know,
associated
man.
when it comes to poutine and Montreal. And we'll be trying the classic, but they have like 30 kinds here. 30
Of poutine.
Yeah, I've been
Of
here.
poutine.
I've been to this
I've heard
one.
about this one the
It's
most
good.
out of all the places.
Yeah, I did.
Heard about this place from a local is really tough.
Just like feeling it. If you go to, it'll just be like.
Them, crisp. The temps be from the.
Everything visually looks gorge.
They got
And
you.
the
They
cheese
should
is
have got the
melted.
smoked
Let's
meat
dig
one,
in.
man. This smoked meat in this location is like insane.
I wouldn't.
I understand what they're doing though, but
They prefer like
yes.
flavors going on. I'm so excited. It looks so good. It's supposed to be a lot of bold flavors going.
Insane.
They call it corporate music. This is a secret.
Wow.
It's a homemade
Yeah, they're like a
sauce.
meat
It's another
lovers.
secret.
Meat lovers is also insane.
And the fresh parsley, and it's the best.
Dark, thick, and thick. Chicken looks. This is awesome. It's flavored. I think it really does. These fries.
They should have got the smoked meat. The other one. I don't know why they didn't. No, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball big time. That first location, they should have got the smoked meat one. Ma poulet mouillé. My soft chicken. What?
Do you think Au Pied de Cochon is best in town when it comes to the best poutine, or is it Mapu Mouillé, or some place that we haven't
My soft
visited? Let
chicken.
us know in the comment section below.
That's very innuendo involved. Shambhala.
We have arrived.
We have arrived.
All right, it's been 3 years, but we made it back. We're back on the farm.
Drone footage. Here, I'm just gonna load the vape. I think I'm gonna vape again before working out. Oh, do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. That's sick. That's so sick. Let's see that is. Yeah, like I want to find a set. I want to find a music set to listen to. Oh shit! I thought I saw Bear in there, or not Bear, Pink Elephants, and maybe Bear. Should we look up a Shambhala set? Here we go. D-Funk. I don't know D-Funk. Visual and DJ set. This might be amazing. No, it's not.
Bring the sun into the night and I to
Stylist. Yeah, this is a set.
How y'all feeling right now? Hold up. Tonight is going to be a lit one. I swear to God, we're going to go in for y'all. Right now, Mr. Guarantee a Party, right here. Make some noise for my man.
No, the artist who plays style. I don't know. I'm really into the scene. Nice. Hell yeah, man. I liked.
I go by the name Dizzy. I hope you guys
Oh
are ready
man,
for
I
this
missed some of
shit.
the messages.
I see you, baby.
Wouldn't
I
catch
see
me
you,
dead in
baby.
one of those places. LMA. Oh really? How crazy you go? You left style, dude. Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's gonna be insane, man. This is the one. Let's fucking go, bro.
show below. It feels so good to be back. You ready to fuck shit up? Me too. Let's go.
So fucking good, man. Holy shit. That's dubstep. Pro set. Yeah, this is dirty, man. Hell yeah, man. No, fuck that shit, man.
Give me some. Give me peace. Give me some. Dirty. Give me some. Peace.
This is a great production with the recording right out of the mixer.
These are the rules and lessons. Yeah, these are the rules of the dance. You make a chant them down real fast. Don't not bad, don't not hard. Leave a song while lyrically scar. People them see them tunes them hard. So me give it thanks and praise to the Lord. Split me a spot when me enter the dance. Make the people them a jump in a prance. Make the people them a jump in a bubble. Only good vibes me no cause no trouble. Lyrics on point, no muddle. Girl them wait in a dance for a cuddle. Life is a hard, yes me a hustle. Old side Simba, him and me uncle. Yeah me lyrics them a bigger than a Kimbo muscle. Pass me the mic and me muscle. Let's go. One, pick up the mic when I come. Two, pick up the old venue. Three, fresh from my head to my feet. Four, pick up the mic in court. Five, catch a girl them eye. Six, mash up the dance with lyrics. Seven, never one rush no weapon. These are the rules and lessons. Spin it.
This is fucking. This is like it's like old school, but it's fresh. It's weird. It's refreshing. It's refreshing old school.
Seats for the Knicks. Couple models blowing hits. They don't even wanna pick. Wanna lick up, wanna. I done made a couple hits. Going hammer with the pick. God handed me the gift. Not the slammer for a brick. Rollie ain't got a tick. I attract a lot of ticks. Getting caught up in the mix. Hollywood, same chicks. Didn't know that I'd be doing this. Went to school for paying pics. Now I paint the bigger pic.
Talk to him.
Is the Cobra.
Sleeveless Records in the fucking house tonight, y'all.
How you feeling?
Sit up, never like you know it's special packet with them automatics. We gon' send them to heaven. Wait. Hey. Woo!
Shake it.
Shake it. She like the way that I dance. She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I woo. And she let it clap for a nigga. And she throw it back for a nigga. Yeah, she throw it back for a nigga. Michael Mary. Billie Jean. Christian Dior. I'm up in all the stores. When it rains, it pours. She like the way I heard. Michael Mary. Billie Jean. Christian Dior. I'm up in all the stores. When it rains, it pours. She like the way I heard. When I walk in the spot, 30 on me. Buy the club, niggas know that I'm paid. Bitch, I'm a dog. Sucking dick, all of my comments and screaming my name while I'm in the club. Throwing them hundreds and fifties and ones and ones. They know I'm wildin'. If I'm on the island, I'm snatching the tail. 40 got locked, then I just bail. Until he free, I'm raising hell. So my shooters call me FaceTime. For all the times we had to FaceTime. Be nice and doing state time. If you need the glizzy, you can take mine. Please don't pay for mine. You know I'm like that. I'll make a movie like TNT. Black 30 on me, as you really want it. I bet I air it like DMP. Got the blue island in my section, and I keep that 38 for the weapon. Remember when I came home for correction? All the bad bitches in my direction. She like the way that I dance. She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I move. And she let it clap for a nigga. And she throw it back for a nigga. Michael Mary. Billie Jean. Christian Dior. I'm up in all the stores.
go.
MCs are just that's why I keep on stamping them. Animal warfare, Sun Tzu, body dharma, in body armor, move like karma, come to you, come to you.
It's all about my boy Stylus right here.
Everyone say my name. Everyone say my name. Everyone say my name. Everyone say my name. And they don't know shit about me. And they don't know shit. And they don't know shit. And they don't know shit about me. And they don't know shit. And they don't know shit. And they don't.
Trying to keep up with you, buddy. I keep up with fucking massive jack, real pink elephants. I've seen you in your gi. I've seen your fucking biceps pecs in your gi. Fucking huge.
Yeah, man.
jerseys out there. Y'all looking beautiful for real. Yes. What?
Unidentified flying objects. UFOs. Unidentified flying objects.
Hey, Tony, you just ate a fuck. What do they taste like?
They're really crunchy. It's like Cheetos or Cheez-Its. It's really good.
Okay, Tony,
Y'all look so amazing out there, man.
some Molly in me. Who got a problem with me? Who wanna party with me? Taking these shrooms up to the moon, I'm going as high as it get me. We call a white girl Whitney. I roll up a blunt quickly, I'm breaking it down sticky. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Y'all ready to turn it up a little bit? Turn it up! Turn it up!
I got some Molly in me. Who got a problem with me? Who got a problem with me? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yeah. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Make some noise for Styling!
I got some Molly in me. Who got a problem with me? Who wanna party with me? Taking these shrooms up to the moon, I'm going as high as it get me. We call a white girl Whitney. I roll up a blunt quickly, I'm breaking it down sticky. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? I got some Molly in me. Who got a problem with me? Wow. Yeah. Who got a problem with me? What you gonna do?
This is my brand new single, y'all, featuring Dave East.
What you gonna do?
Killer city like Son of Sam. I came with another plan. Popcorn block with buttergrams. Connect coming straight from the motherland. You come through the strip, a couple clips through the window like Rubber Man. Day-to-day life, I write it down. Dominican chick on the Peter Pan strip for white or brown. Can't waste time on Rikers out. Scoring from the line every time for the haters that like the foul.
Are we good? Are we good right here?
I came with another plan. I came with another plan. I came with another plan. I came with another plan.
This guy's going crazy right now.
Killer city like Son of Sam. I came with another plan. Popcorn block with buttergrams. Connect coming straight from the motherland. You come through the strip, a couple clips through the window like Rubber Man. Day-to-day life, I write it down. Dominican chick on the Peter Pan trip for white or brown. Can't waste time on Rikers out. Scoring from the line every time for the haters that like the foul.
Getting fucked up here tonight. Rock with me. Let's go.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man. I feel just like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on no Uzi and show up, man. Them the shot toss. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta. Hey, hey. Switch my whip, came back in black, I'm starting saying rest in peace to Bon Scott. Hey, close that door, we blowing smoke, she asked me light a fire like a Marsan. Hey, act a fool on stage, probably leave my fucking show in a cop car.
It feels so good.
Shit was legendary through a TV out the window of the montage. Cocaine on the table, liquor porn, don't give a damn. Dude, your girlfriend is a groupie, she just tryna get in. Saying I'm with the band. Ay, ay. Now she acting out of pocket, tryna grab up on my pants. On their bitches in my trailer, say they ain't got a man. And they all brought a friend. I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on no Uzi and show up, man, them the shot toss. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta. but they never come close to. Realness. They never come close to realness.
Y'all feeling that one? Make some fucking noise.
They never come close to. How about that? How about that? Realness, realness. How about that?
Yo, how y'all feeling out there? Send me a fucking signal. Make some fucking goddamn noise for yourselves one time. Y'all can do better than that. Make some fucking noise for yourselves one time. Let's go. Much better, man. I got so much new music for y'all, man. This one's called That Bullshit. Who's fed up with all that bullshit in the world right now, man? Me fucking too. Sing along with this one.
bullshit. Yeah, I'm on that bullshit, that 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 bullshit. Yeah, I'm on that bullshit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pause and restart stream in like 5 minutes. I gotta print something else. Sorry about that. Right in the middle of the fucking set. I'm gonna turn because I gotta connect to my printer and it doesn't connect to my phone, only to the computer. So I'm gonna stop stream. I'll be starting in hopefully less than 5 minutes. Appreciate that. I'll be back as soon as possible. Thanks, Real Pink Elephant, for the sub, Baron, and everyone being here. Be right back in 5 minutes.